Welcome to the return of the Highly Illogical podcast. I am Lieutenant Commander Cheeto, and I am joined by a gaggle of nerds. And we today are going to be talking about whether the Titan A was done dirty in Picard Season 3. I'm joined by my usual co-host in crime, the lowest ranked Officer Zam. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. And I can't wait to discuss this amazing topic.
At Call Center Donkey joining us. Previously joined us during Debate Mania as well as some other here and there stuff. So welcome to the podcast, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this.
You're not going to like him.
I'm not going to like him?
No.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Mage O Rage, how are you doing?
I am doing great. Super proud to be here. I always enjoy any chance to bitch about Picard Season 3, so let's effing go!
All right, and of course, the Stan Lee of fan films, the V-Man himself, the Ayatollah of fan film Arola. It is the Phantom, Eric Menard, V-Man himself. How are you doing?
Oh, finer than frog here, my friend. Glad to be here.
Call Center Donkey, we're hearing an echo again. Are you plugged in?
I sure am. I'll mute.
Okay. Odd. Okay. Anyway. So today we're talking about the Titan A, which would eventually at the end of Picard Season 3, spoiler alert, becomes the Enterprise G. And I had a major problem with this. I thought that this was we spent the entire season with the Titan A. I was getting to know the Titan A. I'm not a Constitution class kind of guy. I don't like the Constitution class, but we spent time with the Neo Constitution class. It had kind of a legacy of its own, developing, as well as the legacy of the original Titan, that with the Luna class that was commanded by Captain Riker. And they just kind of brushed all that to the side and kind of said, hey, guess what? NCC 1701G. You guys love it now, right? Right? Am I right? So what are your guys', as I've already said, I'm not a fan. So I'm going to go backwards. V-Man, what are your thoughts on this just rechristening of the Titan A?
I felt it was very convoluted to make it the Enterprise all of a sudden. Like you said, we spent all season with it as the Titan. I was kind of confused when they made the Titan A and said it was just a redo of the older ship or whatnot. Like I could kind of overlook that because I never really spent none of us spent time with Riker's original Titan outside of that lower decks segment, so I could kind of overlook that and just be like, continuity error, whatever. I could overlook that, but I mean, they glaringly did something at the end of this season which I didn't think needed to be done, which was turned it into the Enterprise G. That's like us spending 7 years with the Next Generation crew, and then all of a sudden turning the Enterprise into the Defiant. It didn't need to be done. We clearly know it as the Titan. We spent time with it as the Titan. Keep it the fucking Titan. In my mind, it was appropriate to give Seven the ship. It was appropriate to make Raffi the XO. We saw growth with it. It was pointless to make it the Enterprise. And I know originally they were supposed to have it the USS Picard or whatever, rechristening it, and then they decided to change it to Enterprise or whatever. I mean, the whole thing was just stupid to me. Like, keep it the fucking Titan and have it go be whatever it is. Like, to me, that was just, for all of the giving to the fans, that was something that I didn't feel needed to be given. So.
All right. Go backwards. So, Lieutenant Junior Grade Major Rage, what are your thoughts on the Titan A being rechristened as the Enterprise G? I mean, we found the G spot apparently in the Enterprise.
It's unnecessary. It's just one more level of fan service on it. The cherry on top of too much fan service. It undoes the growth of the Titan crew coming into their own. Like V-Man was pointing out, Raffi coming in as the XO. Seven being captain, taking over for Captain Shaw. It undoes all of that growth as that crew, kind of, when you rename it the Enterprise. When you name it Enterprise, you inherently call back to the ones before. You put in mind those legends, the ones who just stole the show. They've had their time. Don't let it move on. Don't once again force the view back towards the past.
Okay.
It can be done well. Looking to the past and honoring it is not terrible at all. I just felt it was not done right.
Okay. Call center donkey, go ahead and unmute yourself. And
Damn, y'all might be changing my opinion on this. I don't know. Now I'm feeling like I watched it so long ago now that my feelings are mixed on it, because I was coming into this feeling like not caring, because I'm looking forward to, hopefully they come out with Legacy and the Enterprise G with 7. I'd love to see that. As far as some of the way they got there, I can agree with that. That was a little just forced and felt okay. Why did we make those writing choices? I suppose to just say, okay, what happened to the F that it's now? Ceremonial departure, and we're decommissioning it, to now we're with the G. But I guess my focus is still just on what comes next, because I think it'd be great to see 7 of 9 as captain in a new show with whatever ship. If we call it the Enterprise G, it's the Constitution 3, sure. Maybe what needs to happen is they should go back and fix their mistake and say, oh, this was just another Constitution 3 ship, and here's the Titan A. It's being repaired in space dock. I don't remember how it worked, how the ending went exactly.
I mean, it was essentially the same ship. Before I get over to Zam, I want to get the comments, but I also want to clarify, I have no problem with the Star Trek Legacy idea. 7 of 9 being in command of the Titan A, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. Like, all of that is fine. I just hate the name change. I think it's, as Mage said, so fan servicey that it is a detriment to the Titan.
I think they had so many things that they were trying to, so many boxes they were trying to check with that season, that it kind of, they didn't give it enough thought, and that's how we ended up with losing the Titan A. I don't think they considered that people would care about the Titan A.
Yeah, and which, as I said, I think it was a great expansion on Star Trek lore. Not everything has to be the Enterprise.
Right?
Well, they were writing.
I agree with that.
They were writing high on emotion, and because I mean, look at Picard. His emotion of almost breaking down because he was so overjoyed. Why would you be overjoyed that it was named the Enterprise, a ship that you haven't commanded in so long? It's obvious that it was supposed to be renamed the USS Picard, which again, even at that, it's so. It's just everything was based on an emotion that it was last minute writing change where it's like, look, just stand back and tell a good story. At the end of the day, it should have been left the USS Titan. Because again, we went all season with that ship, and it's very clear at the last minute they were looking at that going, hey, let's do the Marvel segment of jumping off to another film or another story, and let's do this plot point for this, and it's not based standing on its own. And again, we all love the Legacy idea, but that making it the Enterprise, they were just thinking for the next series. They weren't thinking for this one. So I don't think the idea stands on its own.
Okay. Really quick, I'm going to go through some comments, and Zamo, I'm going to get to you. So Daniel Vance says, red alert, shields up, just like Riker, I assume. He also says, you better have different viewpoints because if I have to play devil's advocate again, I'm chucking asteroids. So, okay. He said, holy crap, so many nerds. So many nerds in the house. That's right, because we love talking about Star Trek. Daniel Vance says, ship names are often changed when they go through a change in class. okay. I mean that, but still, I mean, it was still the Titan A. I didn't mind it being
the Neo-Connie class.
yeah. Well, I mean, it was Neo Constitution class or Constitution 3, whatever you want to call it. The Enterprise A was originally the Taiho. I thought it was the Yorktown. I thought
it was the Yorktown, I believe.
And also, he says the Defiant was originally Sao Paulo. Actually, no. The Defiant was the Defiant. Now, after the Defiant was destroyed in Deep Space Nine,
the second Defiant.
the
Spoilers.
Second Defiant, well, so yeah, I can't help you haven't seen it. It's like a 30-year-old show, man. Get on it. But that, you know, then they should have just they should have called it the Defiant A. Like, let's be real, it should have been the Defiant A. And secondly, yeah, they did. They rechristened it the Sao Paulo to the Defiant for the season, like the end of the season run, you know, like yeah. So it was kind of this honestly, the Defiant decision was also kind of a bad decision. And finally, Daniel Van says Yorktown was what Gene wanted to name it. I swear I read somewhere though that and I get you're saying you're quoting from Mr. Scott's Guide to the Enterprise, but I think there's somewhere else that said it was the Yorktown as well. Anyway, Zamo, let's get your controversial take on all this.
I pretty much agree with the rest of everyone else. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I see Daniel Vance, like my imaginary what he looks like in my mind is groaning right now.
It's very difficult for me to come across a counter argument for the sake of it. Way back in Star Trek 4, you know, you could have a Star Trek film without the Enterprise. I know it was there at the very end, a brand new one. The majority was on a Klingon ship, for fuck's sake. Since DS9, we've come to a place within Star Trek that we don't need the Enterprise in everything. Discovery had Enterprise in a cameo role, if anything, you know, when we were following them. And the fact that somehow and this is the thing, like, this is where I think the writers don't get fans. They're not fan servicing us. They're insulting us, you know, in my opinion.
Yes.
When they do when they do shit like this, it's like, what do you think, that we're gonna fucking start shooting our load and fucking coming in our pants because you fucking renamed it the Enterprise? No, we're gonna roll our fucking eyes because this is fucking stupid, because the Titan is something new, and what we want is new stuff, not the old stuff. We've had more Enterprise than we could fucking imagine. We've had films, we had a couple of TV shows. We're good. Let's see what else is out there. You know what I mean? You know, and so what they did here, in my opinion, it was them just not understanding the fans, if anything.
It seems
I
like
have to say.
Okay, go ahead, Mage.
it seems like mainstream production houses underestimate the fans. They almost look down at us and assume that we're a lot less intelligent than we are.
In every aspect, mate.
Fan creators, online creators seem to respect their audience more.
Yep.
Well, one thing.
Oh, go ahead, B-Man.
One thing that I agree with you on one side about respecting the fans, but it is a little. It's a little bit. It does create a little bit of brand confusion when you have several different shows about the same name of Enterprise. Like, look at Strange New Worlds. They have a ship with Enterprise. One of the reasons back in the day when you had Next Generation, then you had Deep Space Nine, then you had Voyager. Like, you could have ran those shows simultaneously and not been confused at all, because you had one ship Enterprise, one DS9 with Defiant, and then you had Voyager. Like, you could have talked about any of those shows, not be confused. Now, when you're like, oh man, did you see what happened to the Enterprise last week? Well, which show? Because you don't know if they're talking about either Legacy or if you're talking about Strange New Worlds, or like when you do something like that, you create brand confusion. So to me, although I agree with you guys on, the audience is smarter than sometimes they give us credit for. When you do stuff like that, it does create confusion. And I don't think they should have done that. I really think they should have left it Titan. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And then from a legacy point of view, you went from Constitution to Excelsior class, to Ambassador class, Galaxy class, Sovereign class, to whatever that big whale-looking ship. Then you all of a sudden come to this Neo Constitution class. This drastically looks smaller, dumber than. I mean, it's not a bad-looking ship. Don't get me wrong, but it looks drastically out of place when you look from a lineage point of view. It doesn't fit, you know. But anyway,
Go ahead, Donkey. First, Donkey, then Zam.
So,
I do want to talk about the Neo Constitution class and the lineage. And actually, I was going to get into that here coming up. So, B-Man, you're already ahead of me. You brilliant bastard! You. Okay, go ahead, Donkey.
So one thing I'll agree with you on is the lettering for the Enterprise. That we don't need the Enterprise in every show. Where do we draw the line? Are we gonna go through the entire alphabet and then have double A, triple A, like we're an Excel sheet? We're just gonna keep going. We have
I'm waiting for double D.
Double D. I like that. So I can agree with you there. One thing that I found really annoying when at the finale, when everyone so there were the people like here were upset that the Titan A has been just thrown in the trash. But the idea that the Enterprise can't go from this big to back down to a smaller ship, I don't agree with that. I feel like the Enterprise can be whatever class we want it to be. You know, maybe not something obscenely small, not a runabout or a. What's the one that has the gigantic sphere on the front?
I don't
the
remember.
Medical ship.
I don't remember what class that is, but I know it's a
we
medical
can draw
ship.
that line somewhere. But
I think Dadius class. I think it is Dadius class.
Yeah.
I can see us not making the Enterprise that, but to make it a Constitution 3, I feel like there's some that can work. That it doesn't have to keep getting bigger because then it's just gonna. Where do you stop?
Yeah,
Do a different neocon.
Well, and I'll let Zam go first, but as I said, I did want to get into this topic because I have thoughts on this too. So Zam, go ahead. With what you were going to say?
Well, I mean, considering we're all a variety of different Trek nerds here, maybe the general consensus amongst all Trekkies is that they probably didn't like this change either. So what I do hope, though, at the same time, is not this kerfuffle amongst the writers saying, you know what, we need to change this ship back to the Titan A. You've made your bed, now fucking lay in it. It's called the fucking Enterprise, even though none of us like it. Stick with it. Don't fucking keep changing all the time wherever the fucking wind goes. You know, so just stick with it. But yeah, as I said earlier, I'm just upset that we're not going to be under a new ship. I want more ships to be the figurehead of television shows in the Star Trek universe. Not always the fuck. This is like the 5th show now. The 5th show with fucking Enterprise. It's ridiculous. So, if they do a season 4 of Picard or whatever that may be, it will be the 5th show. That is.
But and I agree with you. It's more of a like Star Trek has grown beyond just the Enterprise show. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, Enterprise is a big name, but for me, it makes the universe feel smaller. It makes the Federation feel smaller. So the one thing I want to bring up, and we can kind of bounce back and forth if we need to, but the one thing I wanted to bring up is I don't disagree with Donkey about whether or not the Enterprise G could be a Neo Constitution class. That's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think it should be the flagship if it's that. I feel like
I agree.
I feel like that them, and I know they haven't. I don't think they've officially said that the Enterprise G is a flagship, but people have referred to it as the flagship of the Federation, and I'm like, you know what? I don't mind them going back to that Neo Constitution class for the Enterprise G and it being an exploration vessel. It doesn't have to be a war vessel. But still, like, I don't feel like it should be. Maybe they should have made the USS Picard. That's some new, like, Neo-Sovereign class. Some big, that is the flagship of the Federation is the USS Picard. But the Neo-Constitution class, if they want to go back to basics and kind of do that, it shouldn't be the flagship at this point.
Go ahead. Like for me, and this is when a bit more of a traditionalist, because the Enterprise is seen as like the first ship. I do feel whatever the ship may be, whether it be the smaller ship, the bigger ship, whatever, I do feel to some degree it does represent Starfleet, and it should be the flagship. It doesn't mean it has to be the biggest. There could be ships twice the fucking size of Enterprise, but Enterprise will still be the flagship ship. That's just my personal opinion, if you know what I mean. You know, there could be ships way more powerful, have fucking weapons coming out of it, fucking the cells and shit. Doesn't fucking matter, yeah.
I don't.
You know, I think
I don't know if
Enterprise
it needs
being
to be a
the
warship.
first. No, but my point is that regardless of how high tech other ships may be, because there will always be ships built after the Enterprise until the Enterprise itself retires, and then you get a new letter to take over. But regardless, I think because it was the first ship we saw with Sam Archer. Sorry, is it Sam Archer?
John
Archer, my bad.
Isn't
Where am I
Sam
getting
Sam
John
Beckett.
from?
It's Sam Beckett.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Sam Beckett.
Sam Beckett. God damn it, yeah.
No,
God damn it. Yeah, but you know, because it starts from that lineage, I think it always needs to be that until they retire the Enterprise and they bring somebody, you know, they retire the name altogether and then bring in the new flagship. But yeah, I mean, each to their own, I guess.
The whole thing the whole thing is just odd from them retiring the Enterprise F. Again, they didn't really explain why. To me, it felt that the only reason they did that, I know it was a nice nod to the Star Trek Online ship, but again, like this is how many years after the Enterprise E, which we got the nod to whatever Worf did there.
I love that ship.
But again, to me, it was just like, okay, we introduced this for 3 seconds to just have it disabled or destroyed or retired or whatever happens to it. And then we you know, for convenience sake, rechristen this to the Enterprise G. Like to me, it's too much convenience for no reason. It's just the whole thing is just stupid to me. We never even got to know the Enterprise F. And yeah, I thought it was an ugly ship. I never liked that ship anyway. To me, I really enjoyed seeing the Enterprise D back and seeing the Enterprise G, you know, the Titan B rechristened the Enterprise G. I felt it was kind of disrespectful to seeing the Enterprise D back. I felt like it kind of took away from having the Enterprise F, the retirement thing there. Like to me, it was just the whole thing was kind of stupid and contrived to begin with. I don't feel like we spent any time with a ship that, if you're trying to establish that type of world, spend some time there. So, and especially for being a year later, we just didn't get much of anything for seeing this new crew off to whatever future voyages we're supposed to, you know, see. So I just don't think it fit.
The Enterprise F got done dirty also.
I honestly, I was going to, when you were saying that, Vance, I did. I honestly, I had a thought on that, and I don't know if I picked this up somewhere and forgot, or if I'm actually making this up, but I think that like the opening act when they were in the nebula and everything should have been on the Enterprise F. I think it should have been, and then it should have been damaged beyond repair, and that's what led into the whole, you know. And then they went to the Titan A, you know, to kind of follow up. And then, but the Enterprise F got so damaged in that what was the ship called? I don't remember. Not the Scimitar. That's the Riemann one. Shinzon's. What was
Shrike?
The Shrike. Yes.
Shrike.
So the Shrike, you know, damaged the Enterprise F so bad that that's what led to the decommissioning. You know, on Frontier Day or whatever. So, and you know, so yeah, we spend some time with the Enterprise F. And I like the Odyssey class. I like the Enterprise F. I'm sorry, like I know some
my
people
ship
don't.
in STO.
I like it.
I need to remind myself what it looks like. Damn.
Big O.
It's a
Pretty good.
bigger sovereign with a gap in the saucer.
Yeah. And it's actually huge. I thought the
So I
Odyssey
wonder
was
if it can
smaller
separate.
than the Galaxy and the Sovereign class, but it's actually bigger, which I was very surprised. That's the theme of my dating life. Anyway,
Oh,
I have
Oh,
a
it looks
thing,
like
but
Voyager.
feels like you're about to get to comments. I have a thing after that, but I Was that what you were about to do, Cheeto?
About what?
I think I cut you off. I've got a thing after you do whatever you were about to do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the comments really quick,
That's what
just
I
because
thought you were
we've got them.
doing.
Yeah, we got them
It looks
piling
like
up here.
it looks like Voyager.
A little bit, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
I never said Voyager
I
was a
li-
bad design. I said it was a bad show. Anyway,
It's a great
Excuse
show
you.
of all time.
all right. So Daniel Vance says the shipbreaker passes on deserves to be called Enterprise. The Enterprise needed to get more. Wait, Enterprise needed to get more away from looking like a ship of war and back to a ship of exploration, which I don't disagree with, but I just don't think it should be the flagship. In Starfleet, if Starfleet came from naval tradition, the ship might have a sponsor name that carried on after the renaming. Okay, I don't understand that. Maybe you guys do, but I do not. U.S. naval vessels are also assigned a sponsor before their actual naming. A spirit named after a female having ties to a senior naval officer. What? Okay, am I missing something with all this? But I don't know.
He's going on about like tying in like naval tradition because they seem to follow a naval tradition for Starfleet instead of an Air Force.
Wasn't Gene Roddenberry in the Navy?
He was.
was,
That's
Air
why.
Force? No, was it
I
Navy?
thought he was in the Navy.
He might have been in the Navy. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's but
Probably where he got his viewpoints on women.
That explains
not-
all of the original series.
Yeah, right. And even the guy in the dress in TNG. Rick B. Rick Berman's here, everybody.
I was
Welcome.
about to say my friend Rick Berman's here.
Rick Berman. He just does not like Alex Kurtzman because he knows that Alex Kurtzman's doing good Trek right now. I agree. It shouldn't be the flagship, but you are assured you are assuming Alex Kurtzman and company know what they are doing. You know what, Rick Berman, do not hate Alex Kurtzman just because he's doing good work with Star Trek.
But this was Terry
He said, "And
Metalis.
company." Yeah, this was Metalis, and he jams his action figures together.
Yeah, and that's true. But we have me and especially me and Zam have stated many times on this channel. Alex Kurtzman right now is the Kevin Feige of Star Trek, and so there has to be some amount of Alex Kurtzman involved in most Star Trek. I don't think that this
He's
entire
pulling the
season.
strings.
Yeah, he's pulling the strings. I don't think this entire season of Picard, like I don't think Alex Kurtzman woke up one day and was like, "What are they doing in season 3 of Picard? I can't believe it!" Like I think he knew basically what was going on. Maybe not the details, but the majority. Dana Vance says, "I blame Worf. He knows what he did. He does know what he did."
By the way, like regarding like all these different types of classes as the Enterprise, like remember Enterprise B was that big bulky class. I don't know what the fuck it's called.
The Excelsior class. That's my favorite class. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I wasn't.
There's another
I wasn't
throwaway.
being. I just saying it's a big bulky class. I don't know. I know I wasn't being. You know,
The fat
I
one.
wasn't saying. Oh, yeah, I wasn't being like saying in a derogative manner. That's the only way I could describe it. But my point is I think variety, as I said before, is the spice of life, and it's really good to see alternative, different classes being the flagship, ship being the Enterprise. You know, so I do appreciate that, and I like the look of the Enterprise F.
Yeah.
I think.
Go
I
ahead.
think it looks very nice.
Yeah, Rick B does say
Look
the
at-
Enterprise F was ugly anyway. Looks buck-toothed from the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
He
mean,
says it's fugly.
because it's USS your mom. Alex Kurtzman is the Kathleen Kennedy of Star Trek. Me,
Ow.
He was.
yeah, maybe in the beginning, but unlike
Yeah,
Kathleen
he-
Kennedy, who has had almost 10 years to learn her lesson, has still not.
I gotta head out, guys. I gotta go grab my number, so I'll see you later, guys.
All right, B man, thank you so much
Bye.
for being here.
Yeah.
Hey,
care,
and
guys.
the Constar is going to be the.
Yeah.
Oh, I left. The Constar is going to be the new flagship. I was going to say that before he left, but
His
it's okay.
Minecraft one?
Huh?
His Minecraft one? Have you seen where he's building the Constar in Minecraft and
Mhm.
posting on his Facebook?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pretty cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I've seen people like build like on Minecraft and games similar to that, like entire to scale Enterprise. It's incredible.
Yep.
Cheeto, I was
Absolutely
hiding under the
incredible.
comment.
Oh, my bad. He says yes. Just watch Constar. You'll know what's coming in the future Star Trek episodes. Yes, that is a theory that Josh Irwin, our friend over at Avalon Universe, who's supposed to be here tonight. We miss you. Maybe. His theory is that the Alex Kurtzman and company watch Star Trek fan films and then they steal ideas from that, because there are a couple coincidences that kind of show up in current Trek. And then of course Rick B says the Enterprise B is sexy. I agree. I love the Enterprise B. It is my favorite design. The Excelsior and the Enterprise, like that Excelsior class and the Refit class, are like my favorite ships. I love them so much. And when Lower Decks brought in the Refit Excelsior class, I creamed myself. I won't lie. I love it. It was in the season finale of season 2. It was a refitted. I know you're Donkey. You're kind of looking like, what? Yeah, season 2 finale.
I don't remember it. You know what ship is ugly? The Cerritos, but it's supposed to be.
Them's fighting words around here, boy.
It is, but it's so ugly that you love it anyway.
You know, the Enterprise D,
I have
it reminds
joke,
me
but I
of.
won't go there.
The Enterprise D reminds me of a cobra's head. You know, about to pounce. It's got that sort of look to it. Yeah, that's the only way I could describe it. I'm having a quick look at the Enterprise C right now. What was that?
Ambassador class.
It was just a smaller D.
Okay.
Name of your dating life.
Smaller D.
Just
Smaller
ask Mike.
D, huh? Uh-huh.
Not you, Mike. It is
his partner.
his husband.
I think he went to watch. I don't know where he went.
Well, no, that we have another Mike here on the panel, so that's why he was like,
I've got to stop answering to it. Embrace the mage.
it's not your name.
There
Your name
are
is Mage.
too many Mikes. Maybe the next Star Trek show should be with the USS Michael.
Everybody on it's named Michael or Mike. They all try to vary how they do the name. Like
They're
we
all
always
transporter
do, because
clones of the same Mike.
we feel like we're transporter clones. We all have the same damn name from this age group. Like it was the most popular name in '85. There's so many of us. We are Legion.
My Mike is 92.
I've hardly met anybody with my name. I've met a couple of people with a different spelling to my name. I've never met anybody with the exact spelling of my name, and I think I could count on one hand how many people I've met with my fucking name. I'm very happy with the uniqueness of my name, but I know that my name is going to be, when somebody says that name, they guarantee it's going to be me.
Jelly
Yeah,
Eels
so-
is cheating on you. His new best friend's a coworker named Zamir that spells it with a Y. I've been trying to figure out how to break it to you, man. I know it breaks your
God
heart.
damn
He's your
it.
best
How does
friend.
the Y go in there?
Yeah. Well, it was bound to happen.
So actually, let's. I want to pivot a little bit because we've kind of talked about the Titan A, the Enterprise G. You know, we've kind of done that. What is your guys' favorite Enterprise though? Like what ship? Mine, I've already said, is the Enterprise B. I would mark out for a whole Enterprise G or Enterprise B show for the Excelsior. So, Mage, go ahead.
I had one last thing to say about the going through and renaming the Enterprise G.
Oh, go for
it. They're messing up the way they set up in the future. The Enterprise they showed in Enterprise when
The J?
I'm blanking. The
J.
The J. They have so many years to cover, but only 2 iterations of ship. They've written themselves into a corner with it. They just didn't pay any attention.
A long time.
Yeah, my thought is just that they stop using the name for a bit, and then they finally.
Or maybe they recycle. Maybe by that time they've already recycled the.
In 200 years, that's a lot of Enterprises.
The rate they're going, they will have to recycle it to go through again.
I mean, but think of it this way:
it's 1,000 years, isn't it? We're talking Discovery.
No. It's in the
sorry,
Enterprise
my bad.
J. It's 200 years in the future from
Daniels.
TNG.
His name was Daniels. He's the
Daniels,
Daniels that shows him.
But Picard is 30 years after TNG. Where does it actually fall?
It 2401
Okay.
or 2402 maybe.
The dawn of the 25th century.
Yep. But no, I agree with you. I mean, it does, and maybe they just stop using the name for a bit. But I mean, the Enterprise D was only in service for 8 years, technically, and then the E was.
Thanks, Geordi.
Yeah, right. And then the E was in
Nothing I
service
can do.
for 12, I think they said, or somewhere around about 12, and then the F they said was in service for 15 years. So you're right, because the original NCC 1701 was in service for like 30 years or something like that. So you're right, like the spans like, you know, keep getting shorter, but I don't know. I mean, who cares? I mean, they'll figure it out, right? That's their job,
They'll
is
pull
to make it
something
make
out
sense.
of their ass and make it work.
Yep, that's right. What they're
And
going
we'll
to do
eat
is
it
they're
up.
going to, after the Enterprise G is destroyed, they're going to bring the D back, and they're going to let the D go for like 30 years. And then once the D is destroyed again, then they'll bring the H in.
While you're on the subject of that fleet museum, I get having the HMS Bounty there, the Voyager, the NX-01 refit.
Ooh, baby. Uh-oh.
The
We put him to sleep
having
talking
the
about
D
Enterprise.
just stored at the fleet museum, like that ship's big enough, it should be upgraded and put back into service.
Which
You
one?
know?
The
Built
Enterprise
it.
D?
A D.
It's
A
a
Galaxy class.
reproduction. Like he rebuilt it himself.
Well,
It's
but
basically
the
his hot
saucers,
rod.
the saucer is original. The
Battle
warp
section.
drive is from the Syracuse.
Yes.
So
it's
you
a
put
rat
together
rod.
a Galaxy class ship, upgrade it, put it back into service. Why is it just sitting there? It's got
Because
room
it's
for
a Galaxy
1,000
class.
people.
It's the fat one.
It's the fat one. Nobody wants the fat one.
Correct.
All the fanboys want the fat one, which is why they brought it
I
back.
don't. I mean, it was nice to see it back for one episode. I get it, but for me, it's like I'm okay moving forward. Like that's why I like
Yes,
the
yeah.
Defiant. That's why I like the Prometheus class. That's why I
Oh,
like.
if they would bring the Prometheus back.
I think the Enterprise G should have been the Prometheus class. Ooh, baby, I'd watch the hell out of a series with the Prometheus class.
With the same EMH.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes.
Fuck that guy. I hate Andy Dick.
I know. Yeah, I know. You're right.
The Phil Hartman comments, like
Yeah.
he deserved
Oh,
to
I
get
forgot
knocked
about
on
that.
his ass by John Lovitz. If I
Yeah.
ever saw him, I'd do the same thing.
Okay, yeah,
Deactivate his
Mage, you're
program.
right. You have the high ground. Okay. So back to
Sorry, I cut you off. You were wanting to go to favorite ships or favorite enterprises.
yeah, like what are your guys' favorite Enterprise? I mean, I'm gonna say even though we spent the least amount of time with the Enterprise B, I still love the Excelsior class, and I would love to see a show or even a game based on the Enterprise B, having some of the cast members come back and reprise their roles for voices. In that era too, with the Monster Maroons and everything. I know we just had Star Trek Resurgence come out. I would like it's like a Telltale game.
Still need to play that.
Huh?
I still need to play that.
Oh, it's so good. I love it so much. You should definitely play it. And it was pretty cheap. I mean, I think I got it for $30 when it first came out. So, but it was really good. I like it. And if you go over to Milquetoast Gaming, my gaming channel, you can see me play all of it. Anyway, go ahead, Donkey. What's your
Any Enterprise?
Yeah.
The Space Shuttle Enterprise?
Oh, okay. Well, that's a cheap answer.
No.
Okay.
No. It'd be funny for them to show pictures of that with the original cast there. I don't know. I don't think when I first watched TNG, I don't think I was a fan of the D, but it's grown on me a lot over the years.
But then you married
Loves
Mike, and you
the
were a
D.
fan of the D.
So either the D or the E, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm not the B. We saw so little of it, and it was an Excelsior class. What I would have liked to have seen is the Excelsior with Sulu get his own series. But
There was
that's
supposed to
another
be
topic.
one. No, there was supposed to be
And
one.
Shatner probably torpedoed it.
Probably because Shatner's an epic dickhead. I just want
Yeah.
Paul Wesley and Chris Pine to keep doing Kirk, because I want them to be better Kirks than William Shatner at this point.
Oh, that meme I sent, that where Paul is on first place, Chris is on second, and Shatner's celebrating on third place. Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it,
that's
man.
the only meme I have favorited in my phone, just to pull out when I need it.
I know. Shatner's an ass.
I don't know. I feel like I've maybe Pike's Enterprise from Strange New Worlds, because I'm loving getting to see this where they're going with that. But the A, the B, the C, we didn't get to. Well, the A we got to see, but the B and C. So whatever all of that was that I just vomited out.
Dana Vance says, Fate, it protects fools, small children, and ships called Enterprise. That is from Riker. That is correct. There's a comment above it that I missed.
Your
too.
dog said that?
Yeah, my dog said that, yes. My dog name is Riker. That's true. The refit from the motion picture is the hottest Enterprise. The ship has never looked better. I disagree. Berman, come on, man. Come on.
Watching it all chronologically like that, it was a nice,
It was a I don't know. It's like a flip phone of starships, like everybody's had
Razor.
one. Yeah, like everyone, like a flip phone Razor, like everyone's had one. It's got the pointy edges to it, like Rick Berman says a Prometheus class is boring looking ship. Get out of here. It separates into 3 parts. You're a troll. Get out of here. Dana Vance says, give me an Enterprise C Sela series.
This.
Okay.
Yesterday's Enterprise is one
that would make a great comic series.
No, I want an actual series.
Or animated or something.
I've tried reading Star Trek comics. I just can't do it. I need my Star Trek media like live action, or like in front of my face.
So the pew-pews are more.
You need the
intense.
pew-pews.
Yeah, need the pew-pews. Need those big old pew-pews.
You need the techno-babble.
Need those big old nacelles.
He's got to hear the techno babble because otherwise it's like he stumbles on it.
Yep.
I can't read the techno babble.
Rick Berman again. It says Shatner is great and had nothing to do with Sulu show not going ahead. Can't believe you hate William Shatner. I mean,
Shatner better not be the last one. I'll be so mad.
Oh, dude, no, it can't be.
And it's so unfair that he's the only one that's gotten to go to space.
It's a travesty.
It is. It's not.
I
fair.
wish the Klingons would have been up there, been like, Kapla, time to take you to Rula Pente.
He deserves to go.
Okay, Mike, or I'm sorry, Mage. What about your favorite Enterprise? Which one would you say?
I think people might guess it, but I just love the NX-01. It's so smexy.
I love the NX-01. Not like I do love the B, but like the NX-01, I love the practicality of it. I love how they, in the design of it, they really. It's not a very like luxurious ship like a lot of Enterprises were.
It's a workhorse, man. It gets the job done.
No holodecks here.
It was the California class before the California class was a thing.
They have to slap the transporter to get it to work right. It's brand fucking new.
Dude, they put it in the hallway. Like the transporter's in the hallway.
It's like my laundry room.
It really is. So yeah, no, I really enjoyed the NXO. I agree with you. Honestly, if we had to pick any like the our favorite Enterprises like in a series, so excluding F, excluding B and C, I would probably go with the NX-01. That is a solid pick in my opinion.
Space shuttle interior, come on, space
there
shuttle
you go.
interior.
It felt like a submarine.
Yes,
I know we just saw it at the Fleet Museum in Picard, but that was a missed opportunity for Strange New Worlds to not. Oh, in the crossover episode with Lower Decks, we need a piece of the NX Enterprise. Let's go back to the Fleet Museum and see it again.
Right? Dude, I was hoping when
that was too good of an episode to connect with season 3 of Picard, though. It would have made that episode worse.
Yeah, maybe. But here's my other thing is that in Picard season 3, I kind of wish they would have split off. Like I kind of wish Worf would have went to the Defiant, and and then 7 would have gone to Voyager, and then all of a sudden all of these, and then NX-01, like somebody would have gone to the NX-01. I know we don't have.
Well, let's be
bring
reasonable.
in like an Ensign Sato that's Hoshi's descendant. Why not just get her on there?
No. If that had happened,
it's an Ensign Mayweather. It has to be a Mayweather to fly it,
or LaForge. Like have Ensign LaForge.
If they had all grabbed a ship from the Fleet Museum, the more modern ships would have all arrived around the same time. The NX would have arrived after the battle had ended at warp 5.
Rolls up 20 minutes later.
What's up, guys? Or did the new engineering section give it warp 6 or 7? I mean,
I don't know, but I mean, the Enterprise D could have just towed it with a tractor beam through warp.
There you go.
That
the
would have been
Enterprise D could have taken it into the shuttle bay.
They throw it at the Borg sphere.
Yeah, they just threw the NX-01 at the Borg.
They could have parked the NX in the shuttle bay, probably.
Probably, but I was kind of hoping for that. Like we would have gotten the Defiant,
Should have made it the
Voyager,
captain's
the
yacht.
Enterprise D, like the NX-01. I mean, what else was there? We could have. I mean,
The Bounty.
you could have the Bounty.
There was a Romulan warbird, wasn't there?
Ooh, Jack Crusher could have drove the Bounty because he was so obsessed with it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's the one with the whales.
Yeah.
That might
We
actually
forced
make
my
sense.
mic to watch that one because of that comment.
Could make me like Space Jesus, Jack Crusher.
Yeah,
For a
but
cool moment.
yeah,
No,
just
we-
he could have flown the HMS Bounty.
So they do a whole like formation thing. They do like a fleet of the golden age of Trek.
They had it right there at their
Everything
fingertips.
come out okay?
We could
Sam?
have wrote a better finale of season 3 of Picard.
I don't know
really
what
could have.
happened.
Because you know what we
Motherfucking-
wouldn't have done?
No,
We wouldn't have had the Borg be the villain again.
We would have thought of something original,
Yeah.
or at least
just-
brought back something that hasn't been beaten like the dead horse. They've ripped off the
Yeah.
decomposing horse's leg and are beating it with it. And
Yeah.
what happened is you're too awesome. You took your own net down, Zamo. You're too
Yeah,
awesome for that.
I had to restart my router and everything because I was wondering what the fuck was going on.
Ruta?
Yeah, look.
The
yes,
plumber came
yes,
to
I
my
had
house
to-
today. He brought a router too.
A roto-router?
All right. I want to say that I like the Enterprise E the most when we were talking about all of
Okay.
that shit.
Yeah.
For the same
I
reasons
just-
Worf did?
No,
Okay.
but I just like I was very happy. Like once D got destroyed and stuff like that, I was very happy with this, with a more slicker looking Enterprise, and it just felt more modern and appropriate. I really did like that ship, and it's a shame that we only got 4 movies out of it. 3 movies.
3.
Was it 4?
Yeah.
3. So, but it went through the paces. It was a nice looking ship, and it would have been. I wish we got more out of the Enterprise F as we spoke earlier. That was a shame.
Uh-oh. We might be losing Zam again.
That sucks.
No, that's just how he. That's just.
It's that Brexit internet.
It's the.
It's too late. They
we're
shut his
watching
internet
Loki,
off
so-
tonight.
He's frozen in time.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
He's time slipping back.
So he's
It's
Zoki.
time
Wait,
slipping.
He's
Yeah.
gonna beat us in the conversation by going back and know what we already said. That's how he
You know,
beat
that
me
sounds
at
like
Debatamania.
something he would do. Oh.
There he goes
There he goes.
again.
He
He
ran
time
away
slipped.
from my call out. I was about to do the call out for the rematch.
Yeah, there you go. A good old Enterprise. Hey, that was a great match on Debatamania. Dude, that literally, like, what was it, like 10 minutes we had people voting? Like, it was tied for so long. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, we've talked about the Enterprise G. Do you guys want the Enterprise to show up in Discovery as a cameo or something? I was thinking about this.
What would that be then? Would it be
Not the Enterprise
the
G.
the J is
300
what?
years prior to this.
So it's in between.
okay? So this would be like
The M, the N,
L,
the O.
Z, double A.
Z. I want the double D,
I'd
Not
be
the
okay with that
Triple
too.
H.
the Triple H.
I don't know. It wouldn't hurt, I suppose, just to show that they're carrying on the Enterprise name. But I still haven't seen. I still haven't watched season 4 of Discovery, but through season 3 they were still kind of just rebuilding it in shambles. So
Mm-hmm. Which I really enjoyed. I
Do
think
they
they
need
didn't. They
to
didn't
have
lean into.
the Enterprise, I don't know.
They didn't lean into
I did see
rebuilding.
the shot of the new Voyager in the later parts of Discovery.
Well, wasn't it it was the Voyager J, wasn't it?
It was the Voyager J or something, yeah.
So, I mean, they're getting some mileage out of the Voyager.
I think that the names, we get caught up on the names so much. There was a Titan from the TOS era, wasn't there?
I think
there was a Defiant in that era.
Yeah, there was a Defiant.
That didn't continue on into the Defiant name.
But I think that's
Defiant is the one that Mirror Archer discovered.
That's right. I watched that one. I think we're getting caught up on the lettering. I don't think we need the lettering as much.
It's about the serial number. So NCC 1701. The reason why the Defiant was different, it wasn't like a Defiant A or B or whatever from DS9.
It didn't have that shortened.
Yeah, it was an NX class, which is an experimental class. It was not a NCC like the Defiant was in TOS. So that's my headcanon. Sure, why not? It helps me sleep at night.
For some of these, maybe we need to let go of those old numbers. The
you know what? We are nerds. We ain't letting go of shit. I'm gonna put on a spreadsheet. Is what I'm gonna do.
You got him all.
That's what I mean. We're gonna go on into infinity with the Enterprise. In 200 years, we're gonna have the Enterprise A, B, C. I mean, I don't know.
We start using special characters that it's
we'll
like
start
a password.
Using emojis.
No, please no. But you have to have
Enterprise
a capital letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and a special character. But
it's
can't
a password.
Be a parentheses. Exactly.
It's.
My next password is going to be NCC 1701 ! #.
No. What? There's the scene. Oh, I think it's the crossover episode, Strange New Worlds, where Boimler mentions the Enterprise D or something, and Ortegas goes, "What's the letter for?" Like,
yeah, like they've never used it before.
Exactly.
Like
so I don't know.
No, I agree. I mean,
one of many great moments in that episode.
That was one of the best episodes.
Any
Trek show, I would have to say.
The best episode of that season.
Oh,
yeah, definitely.
Now the musical episode.
See, I wasn't not that it was the musical episode. I didn't get it. Yeah, I did. There was a couple premises in it that I was kind of like, what? Like even in normal standard, we were kind of like, what?
They should have saved it for season 3. It was too much funny episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's episode 6 and episode episode 7 and episode 9 were both funny episodes. Or the musical episode should have happened in the first half of the season, and then the crossover should have happened towards the end, like episode 8 or 9, like it did. But anyway,
see, they should just have us on the payroll at Paramount.
I know. Well, we've told them this, and they just don't watch our podcasts and our reviews apparently. So. Oh, here comes Zam again, trying to.
I am using my fucking phone to get.
I'm telling you, it's that Brexit internet.
Yeah.
Although internet's down because of the King's birthday.
Is that today?
I don't know. It was earlier the week.
The internet is down because of the King's birthday. All right.
Zam, what's it feel like to be outnumbered by the Americans finally?
I feel like a chick in the bukkake party.
I mean, anything else you guys want to talk about on this topic? I think we can start wrapping it up, but I just kind of want
to... What did I miss, questions-wise? Because
honestly, I think we were talking about, like, do we want the Enterprise to show up in Discovery, like, as, like, a future, like, past the J,
Yeah, of course. I mean, I want at one point to see it go all the way to Z, or you guys say Z. For fuck's sake, it's Z, you fucking cunts.
Oh.
And after that, I would like to see what they would do to continue. Will they do a double A?
No, we were talking about doing double D.
Yeah, well,
we were talking about doing special characters
away.
And turn it into a password.
Yeah.
I said, let's make it the Enterprise poop emoji, because remember, Patrick Stewart played the poop emoji in the Emoji Movie.
Don't remind me.
He did?
Damn it, donkey.
I didn't watch it. I just remember him in an interview. so happy to say, "I'm the poop emoji."
Yeah. See that
He
that
seemed so thrilled.
yeah, right. Like I
How
mean,
much
I'd be
did
thrilled
they
to play a
pay
poop
him?
emoji.
I don't know.
By the way, at least
NCC
we got an answer to
1701
why.
exclam hashtag B.
At least we got an answer to why that Frenchman has an English accent, because it
God.
seems to me that when it comes to France, they all have fucking English accents. You watch the fucking Musketeer movies, they sound like they're from my fucking part of the world.
I mean,
But anyways,
it's close enough. Us Americans, we're like, oh, it sounds like a European accent.
a European accent. You know how big
Yeah.
Europe is.
So
No, we don't. We're American. We have no concept
Yeah,
of
yeah.
geography.
Isn't Europe like as
schools
big
suck.
as Texas or something? Europe's like as big as Texas.
the one
No, literally-
good thing that did come out of go ahead.
No, you
I
could
was
know.
about to say, Zam's nation can fit in my state.
Yeah, it probably could.
The one good thing that did come out of Picard season 3, we all found out that Chateau Picard wine is terrible.
I think that's the best thing they could do. Like,
that was great.
It's Picard was like always such like the perfect captain.
Or was
the
that
perfect
throughout
but-
the season that he had given it as a gift to someone and they just like, oh.
Yeah, no, that was
No,
I think
did
that
it
was the
become-
joke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah,
a
but did it
running
become
gag.
terrible?
Everybody hated it. Nobody he gave it to liked it. And Worf, of course, is Worf and says like, tactlessly just goes, "Yes, it was terrible.
It's too bitter."
Too
Yeah.
many
Yeah, but did it become
tannins."
terrible once he took the reins after his brother had died?
Almost
Is that when it
assuredly.
became
Tragically.
terrible?
Yeah. He's a great captain, but he can't fucking make wine. He
Yeah,
can't
I
be
think
great
I
at
think
everything.
that humanizes Picard though. Yeah, he's a great captain, but he can't make wine to save his life. Like literally, he had to become positronic. So
We could have done without that too.
yeah, we really could have. Oh, season
could have
one
done
had
without
we could have done a
Picard.
lot of things in Picard season
Yeah.
one. I didn't think season 2 was as bad as everybody thought it was. I thought it was too long though. I thought that there was.
I liked having
Agnes
Q
ate
back a little
car
bit.
batteries. Oh my god, no!
I like the Borgarati. I was a fan.
And there goes Zamo again. Zam, we love you, bud, but probably don't bother. We're wrapping up here in a
He
minute.
remembered Girardi's dress, and now he's got to go.
Girardi's dress was fine. I liked it.
It was
it was
fine.
great. It was fine.
Enterprise
That's why Zam's got to
Double D.
leave. I think
So.
it went over Cheeto's head. Or he's
No, here he
A lot of
comes.
things do.
potty humor.
My internet came back, so I disconnected from my phone and went back to my broadband.
Okay. Well, I think we're wrapping up here in a minute, unless you guys have something else you want to bring up. But I mean,
Yes,
Zam's like, we got to get this thing over an hour.
no. I just fucking.
He took a nap to be here and everything.
No, look, I'm bursting. Look, this is not Star Trek related, but what
Oh hell yeah! It's so
Oh,
late.
don't even talk
Please,
about
no.
it. Don't talk about.
Madam Web, watch it and tell me how
No,
shit
don't
it
talk
is.
about Madam Web. This is Star Trek.
Save it for some- like you've got, he can't hold it till Friday. Obviously, do a pre-record like after this.
Oh.
Hop in Melon.
Oh,
And
by
do
the
a
way-
pre-record.
And talking about Scott Bakula, I'll be doing a
Hula.
Bakula.
Speaking of him,
Yes, I'll be
Quantum
doing
Real
Quantum
quick.
Leap tomorrow.
I recently saw the photo of the cast of Enterprise as Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
It was very good. Hmm
Um,
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, you know what? Every time good old Scott, whenever he does a Star Trek convention, they never talk to him about Enterprise because it's shit, obviously. But not just that. The fact that they always talk to him about.
Okay, sorry, we don't need that kind of. We don't
don't
need
need that kind of talk anyway.
They always talk to him about Quantum Leap, which is funny, isn't it? Like, there's this show that you guys fucking jerk over, and they don't want to talk to him about that. They want to talk to him about the 5 seasons of Quantum Leap. That's 1 season more than Enterprise, by the way. Just so you know.
Having
Okay.
more seasons does not inherently make something better or worse.
Yeah, I mean, look
I
at
know, but
Voyager.
sometimes
Voyager,
it's
Straw
nice.
man. It's a
Voyager
straw
had
man
7 and it
argument.
never got it right. So I mean,
Voyager
Hey,
It's a
now.
is
straw man
awesome.
argument a couple of months ago. It's a straw man argument now.
It shows that it was obviously popular enough for it to get those seasons, whilst obviously Enterprise, which was on the lineage of so much Star Trek before that, didn't fucking do as well, which is why it only lasted 4 fucking seasons.
People were
okay,
burnt
but
out.
Grey's
Hold on,
Anatomy's been on for how
They were
many seasons?
exhausted from
Sam.
dealing with Voyager for 7,
How many seasons did the original series get?
Oh yeah,
3.
Yeah, I
And what are
agree.
we talking about right now? Because
Star Trek.
even though the first 3 didn't do so well, it came back.
time heals all
Yeah.
wounds. Look at Andrew Garfield.
No,
Since you're bringing up Madam Web,
Hmm.
What about Andrew Garfield?
I mean, he's a beloved Spider-Man character now, even though his
He always
movies were-
was. His films were shit.
yeah, his films were
Well,
shit.
he spoke out about Sony because Sony was being, they didn't want to work with Disney, and they said, "Okay, we'll work with Disney,
Yeah.
but we are gonna make a new Spider-Man."
Well, the
Yeah.
bank they made with fucking with the Spider-Man movies,
With
which
Tom
are
Holland.
associated with Marvel,
Yeah.
the ones with Nick Fury and fucking Tony Stark and fucking Doctor Strange. Yeah, they've been killing it, and the stuff they do on their own, like their Morbius and all that shit, bollocks. I mean, I have to say that
Hey.
for you, bollocks.
You know what'd be great is if we could have another Spider-Man who's from the U.S.
Are we?
We had Toby, and then Garfield's half, I think.
No,
And-
he's proper.
and we had to
British-
go.
mate,
We had to
he's
go to
proper
you
British,
guys,
mate.
Sam. We had to go to you guys for the new
Well, for
Spider-Man.
Superman, for Batman, for Spider-Man, the 3 most popular fucking superheroes of all time. Yeah,
Mhm.
for sure. I
and
know.
then we went
Yeah.
to Ben Affleck.
Batfleck.
Yeah.
Hey, I like Ben Affleck as Batman. I said from the very beginning. Anyway, okay, so we're way off topic, guys. What the hell? Come
Hey,
on.
hey, Batman
Tangent.
exists in the Star Trek universe. It's in the computer library.
It is.
I don't know.
It's a work
probably.
of fiction from the early 20th century.
And that's probably
Exactly.
true. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Didn't they reference Star Wars in Star Trek?
If Amelia Earhart exists in the Star Trek universe, then surely
Hell yeah.
Batman does.
See, that was a good Voyager episode.
I'll
they
give that
landed
one.
the
That one
ship.
was
there were
pretty good.
many of those.
They
but
landed the ship.
Yeah, that was pretty
The-
trend-setting at the time.
39s, 37s, something like that. But we're on tangent station hardcore.
Okay. What topic should we talk about next time? I don't care. Just throw some ideas out there because I always forget. I need it on video so I can reference back to it.
Well, you know what's coming up on the 25th here?
Christmas?
No. That's my birthday. No.
I know. it's
25th
your
of
birthday.
November. It's the Doctor Who 60th.
Oh yeah. Well, we are doing
23rd. Aren't they not airing until the 25th?
Yeah, it's not airing till the 25th.
No, Ginger Greek, one of our guys here on, I think I talked to you about it. He wants to do Doctor Who reviews with some of his friends. So I was going to give you guys information when he has everything. Say, this is a highly logical podcast. This is Star Trek.
Well, you know what? There's a great Star Trek Doctor Who crossover comic series that I'll lend you.
Those are really good. Those are
It's
really,
good. I
really
bought
good.
all of
Look,
them.
we had a Doctor
It's-
Who Star Trek fan film we reviewed, and it was not that great.
Send me
Okay,
the link. I want to watch it.
How about this? Like, with season 2 of Strange New Worlds, like it was very flippy, floppy. 1 minute they're going for the comedy, which they did way too much of, and then they tried to be super serious with fucking Benenga, fucking killing his fucking own, killing people and shit.
That
like
was
that.
a great episode, by the way, in my opinion.
It was a good episode, but tonally, it just like it made I could call it Enterprise for some reason.
Because it's the
It
best
is
the
series ever.
Enterprise.
No, because maybe it wasn't a good season, but nevertheless, tonally, like Strange New World season 2, like it's all over the place, and maybe we could talk about that in a illogical podcast.
Yeah,
Sounds
maybe
good.
where we're going with season 3 of Strange New Worlds.
We could do that. I mean,
Ooh, can we place our bets on what's going to happen with that cliffhanger?
Porn Gorn.
What?
Porngorn.
We don't wanna see
Gornhub.
that.
They're gonna go to Gornhub.
I'm not interested in Gornhub.
They're gonna
porn.
they're gonna send out a virus that sends all of their view screens to Gornhub, and it's gonna distract the Gorn.
They're gonna fucking put hard light drive velociraptors to take on the Gorn. Hard light fucking holograms. Oh, actually, they don't have holograms then, do they? Oh, fuck
Maybe
it,
we should talk about the supervillains of every Star Trek. Like, you know, like in Strange New Worlds, it's the Gorn.
I think
In the original series, it was the Klingons. In DS9, it was like the Dominion or the Cardassians.
In Voyager, it was Neelix.
In Voyager,
the Romulans, without a doubt. Like when they went with Star Trek Kelvin,
in
they were
TNG,
massive.
in TNG, I would say that the Romulans were more of a villain than the Klingons, or I mean, you could say the Borg, I guess, but
What about Q?
he's not a villain. He's just a trickster.
Yeah, he's low key.
He's definitely an antagonist, but not necessarily a villain.
But like what we think the actual, because like the Ferengi like were supposed to be TNG's like supervillain, like the main, and then they scrapped that as soon as like it aired.
Yeah.
So I just think it's an interesting idea to look at which race is like the supervillain of each individual show. Enterprise would have been the Suliban, I guess.
We could talk about our favorite
Zendy.
or best of each of the roles on a ship.
Yeah.
Like best doctor, best chief engineer.
Ooh, we could do like
bracket.
We could do a. We already did bracket stuff. We already do bracket stuff, but that's not a bad idea. We did. Me, Mage, and Bearded did a Final Fantasy party draft where we took each job, and we drafted characters from the Final Fantasy franchise. We all fought over Beatrix so hard.
I thought the friendships were going to end. I thought it was going to break up the band.
Dude, it was pretty rough. we were all mad about that.
There was bad blood for like 2 weeks.
So we could draft our own command crew, and all of them would be every person on Zam's command crew would be Ensign Kim.
Did you guys see that Star Trek convention thing where they had all the doctors?
Yes.
All of the doctors, right up to the Discovery Doctor.
And they also had all the captains at one point too. The Captain Summit back before.
They had 5 of the captains.
At that point, it was all of them.
Yeah, it was all of them then. Yeah. That was good. God, that particular thing really made me dislike. Oh God, what's the actor's name? The guy who plays Cisco.
Oh, Avery Brooks. Yeah, I love DS9, but I am not a fan of Avery Brooks.
Well, I've been a fan of Avery Brooks. Not just like one of my favorite films is American History X, and he's in that, and he plays like a really important character in that, who kind of reverts a very promising guy who becomes like a very intelligent man who becomes a neo-Nazi, and he reverts him back to being that smart guy again, like, you know, that level-headed man again. And his character was so good in that film. Really, really good.
Don't get me wrong. Avery Brooks is a great actor. Yeah. Ooh, maybe we should do that. Like something like about like talking about like cringe actors, but that are great characters, or something, you know, like, because I love Cisco.
Yeah.
But I can't like Avery Brooks. When I hear him talk, the way he talks about Trek sometimes, it's like he looks down upon it a lot of times.
And us.
Star Trek actors outside of Star Trek.
Yeah, like how they treat the fan base, because Avery Brooks is one that I'm
I'm talking about like in other films and other media.
Oh, I mean, yeah, we could do that.
Separate topic,
like William Shatner, T.J. Hooker, and like
there's a man on the wing.
Orange is the New Black, and you know she's so fucking good in that, man. Like, you can't believe it. This is fucking Catherine Janeway, and there she is in that, you know, fucking playing this cellmate. You know, I love it. I love seeing that
unapologetic murder as opposed to hiding behind moral gray areas.
Yeah.
Well, like
Janeway's still a murderer.
Why am I forgetting Troy's real name?
Deanna. Oh,
Sirtis,
Marina
or-
Sirtis.
Yeah, Miranda
Maria
Sirtis.
played a prison guard in this film called Green Street 2.
You sent me that clip. It was fucking
Yeah.
epic. Like, she's so different.
Yeah, she's so different.
It's great.
Yeah,
She's more like Durango.
Yeah, she's like so fucking good. Anyway, we were already talking about it now, so
I know, right? Well, that's why I'm like, let's
Yeah.
wrap it up. We can
Yeah.
put it out there. We'll
We-
make some
we-
thumbnails and we'll
okay.
decide which one we want to do next. In the future. I'm gonna try to do the Highly Logical podcast either like Wednesdays or when maybe Quantum Leap is done. Maybe do them on Thursdays. Back to our normal Trek day, because Thursday's normally our Trek day, but Quantum Leap is on Thursday. So we want our boys over there on Quantum Leap to be able to have a decent review time.
Oh yeah, they've got to share the
tomorrow.
prime time.
So
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what's
So
coming
what
up.
time are you doing that?
Maybe 12 o'clock. I mean, it all depends. I mean, for a start, I want to make sure Josh is on board because I don't want to be waiting till fucking midnight and you're going to be, I'm sorry guys, I got a porn shoot to do between this Ferengi and this fucking Andorian,
Where's that antennae going?
Yeah, exactly.
Where aren't
I
they?
can't. Exactly. So like, I don't want to. Because then it'll be a waste of my time staying up so late just for him just to.
And you could have just
back out
recorded
last
something,
minute.
like.
Because then me and Boss Man could just get on with it, and we were in the same time zone, so I wouldn't have to stay up so fucking late.
Yeah.
So.
Also, we have our fan films, which is Thrillers Till Thanksgiving. We had Fecto from
Jeff.
Fecto Reviews. Yeah, Jeff. He joined us for a couple fan films. We did a couple more horror fan films, and from Halloween all the way up through Thanksgiving, and he joined us for those, which were a lot of fun. The one that came out this past week called Overtime, one of the best fan films I think I've ever seen. Watch it. You haven't watched it? Watch it.
Sorry, I haven't been keeping up to date with things.
Doesn't even watch our own shit. Let alone he just watches porn all day, gorn porn all day.
I'm
so.
sorry, dude. Yeah,
and then
money's a bit tight to mention, so I haven't been fucking as many whores as I usually do.
Oh god,
So,
here we go.
Porn is it.
And then Friday we have our general discussion, politics. I mean, TV, film, the whole gamut. Zam's whore fucking, like we do the whole gamut on Friday. I'm usually not there, but
I might have to go back to chicks with clits instead of chicks with dicks because they're too expensive, the ones with dicks, and so I might have to go back to traditional fucking.
Clits and tits that is your new podcast that you need to start, Zam. There you go. You can just talk about all the whore fucking you want. Anyway, with all that being said, Donkey, Major Rage, Lieutenant Commander Cheeto. I guess I have a transporter clone now.
I couldn't be asked to change the name.
Going in and out so many times. Heyo. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the topic, and I mean, we'll do more of these in the future. Maybe next time we'll just do it a little bit earlier, so we're not not waiting for people. Although Vance did show up, so we appreciate Vance also being here. The Stanley of fan films, but everybody out there in YouTube land, please give this video a like. Leave a comment and consider subscribing to NerdTube, the greatest YouTube channel you kind of maybe sort of heard of. Live long and prosper, and see you in the next one.